Good morning, everyone. Dr. Patmos here. It is April the 27th, and I found myself in a deeply reflective mood this morning, just worrying and concerned about the United States of America. it, what's happening in this country is mind boggling. We have a president who can't do basic arithmetic, doesn't know how to calculate percentages. We have a Secretary of Health who doesn't even believe that germs cause disease. And he has appointed doctors who have fake resumes to important positions. We have a Secretary of Education whose educational expertise is that she worked for the World Wrestling Foundation. And her goal, one of her stated goals, is to demolish the education bureaucracy, which to a lot of people means reducing or gutting the Department of Education, much like what Robert Kennedy has done to CDC, basically gutting and destroying CDC. We have such a level of ignorance in this country when it comes to basic science. We have people who don't understand vaccination, think that vaccines are dangerous, don't understand these diseases, think that if you just eat healthy, you won't get infectious diseases. We have people who don't believe in climate science, who don't understand geography, geology, any of the sciences. It's it's heartbreaking to me. My family has all, especially my mother, revered education. I was taught from the earliest time in my life that I was expected to go to college and beyond. There was no option for me. I was programmed into an educational mindset, and I've never stopped. Yeah, I'm 74 years old. I've accumulated a bachelor's degree, two master's degrees, an MD degree, board certification in internal medicine, added qualifications in infection control and hospital epidemiology, fellowships in the American College of Physicians, American College of Physician Executives, American College of Healthcare Executives. And I've continued in other forms of education as well. I've become certified by Professional Ski Instructors of America as a Level 3 Alpine educator, and also by the Professional Association of Dive Instructors as a Master Scuba Diver and Dive Master. So my lifelong path toward education has never ended. And I remember the commencement address by Dr. Max Milam at the University of Nevada in Reno in 1975, when he said the purpose of education isn't about getting a job. It's about nurturing, quote, the life of the mind. And I remember that very, very well. It is all about the life of the mind. Not everyone needs to have, multiple graduate degrees. We need blue collar workers. We need people in trades. There are a lot of trades I wish I knew. I wish I was much more skilled in certain areas, but that doesn't mean that a blue collar worker or someone who works in a trade can't be educated and literate in science. What's happened in the United States is that we have an enormous level of scientific illiteracy. And it shows up with the President of the United States. He says the most ridiculous things that lead people to drink bleach. Well, I thought I would do a little research on this and say, well, where is the United States? I mean, we'd like to think of ourselves as number one in the world. President Trump says we are the hottest country in the world. Well, I don't know, maybe that has to do with the temperature. But when it comes to education, where does the United States rank? Well, I got bad news for you. We don't do very well. There's no one single system, but overall, we roughly rank somewhere in between the 20th and 30th spot among developed nations in the world. Our educational system, like our healthcare system, is highly stratified. It all depends upon your socioeconomic status. If you're in a high income, high socioeconomic status tier, you get great education. You get private schools and with all the right coaching and tutoring and help, get into Ivy League schools and get highly educated. But for the middle class, it's pretty much average for around the world. And if you're poor in the United States, your educational opportunities are very limited because schools are funded based upon property taxes. So wealthy communities have more money to work with and have better schools, and poor communities have less to work with. So we have a very much of a lack of equity or parity in our education system, and this is why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and why there is embedded um, structural racism in the United States, since most of these upper affluent groups tend to be white. So this is a perfect example of what's embedded structural racism. Our educational system favors the affluent, which tend to be more so, but not exclusively, white people. So this is the state of affairs. I think that our dysfunctional education system and the lack of equity in the education system is a real problem. We have a very low. All you have to do is interact with uh, Trump supporters to get a real sense for how deficient their level of understanding is, whether it's geopolitics, environment, biology, science, economics. They don't understand things, and they operate with a bumper sticker level mentality on the issues. And I think this all gets back to the education system. Uh, we don't do a very good job. We are not among the best performing countries in the world when it comes to education. The United States is really, it's a mixed picture. We do have wonderful universities and some very brilliant people in this country, but overall, on average, it's not great. And the real problem is the lack of equity in the system and the fact that our educational system is just really very poorly designed, much like our healthcare system. And so this is the problem in the United States. I think for those of you who live in other countries are wondering, what is wrong with the United States? How did this country get so far off track? I think a lot of it is our sick politics are driven by ignorance. We have a very ignorant country. I hate to say that. I'm embarrassed to say that my country, the United States of America, is a very undereducated, ignorant, scientifically illiterate country, and that's the problem.